Welcome to the Global Businesswomen's Pod, hosted by the Greater Houston Women's Chamber of Commerce. I am Susan Dyson and extremely excited to be your podcast host. In my day job, I am proud to be the CEO, President, and founder of the Chamber. Every Thursday at 6 p.m., we will bring you inspiring stories of women who are leading in the advancement of women and girls. We will take you with us to our premier events. You will meet entrepreneurs, executives, and philanthropists who will empower and inspire you to succeed. So please mark your calendars and join us for the Empowering Global Businesswomen's Pod, Thursday at 6 p.m.
Hi, my name is Jocelyn LaBove, and I'm really excited to share a little bit about myself as both a labor lawyer, labor strategist, but also a very experienced aviation executive. I take both of those roles so seriously, and I'm very motivated about moving that industry ahead and toward the future. And I hope a little bit of what you learn here today about me will share with you how I got there, but maybe inspire you to take on a similar career or make some similar choices.
I know we've all had people help us along the way. I mean, some more than others, but I know there's some that stand out in your life. So please share with us a mentor or a sponsor that you've had that really did influence your career choices. And also, was it your mom or dad that had the most influence, or maybe they both did? Would you please share a little bit about your mom and dad too?
So both of my parents actually influenced my career in both in law and later as an executive in the aviation industry. They were both small business owners and they were local employers of a very diverse work staff. They were invested in the development of their employees and granted employee rights like akin to FMLA and ADA well before those concepts were actually adopted into law and made an expectation for employers. They were very much proponents of honesty in the workplace and the quality of their product and the quality of the service and a genuine concern for the employees and the community that they served. And the funny thing about it, we as employers and corporate entities have now evolved into that concept, and we now call it being a good, sustainable business partner. So I think the foundation and the influence, and they continue to influence me because I continue to reflect on them anytime I engaged on a promotion of a particular strategy or a policy for the organizations that I currently work for, or even for the past or employees that I've worked for. I have to tell you, I've always reflected on how did they do it, and I allowed them to influence because I really think the concepts made them successful and also has served my employees very well as well, and my career.
Great advice. And I know that you're very busy in the community as well as in your career. Please share with us why you think it's important to volunteer in the community, and maybe share one of your volunteering efforts that you're most proud of.
Sure. So I personally have sought to volunteer with the Houston Volunteer Lawyers Program, the Houston Food Bank, and even at my church. And it allows me to give back to the community in a manner to those who are maybe have experienced misfortune or just need a hand up. It humbles my family. It allows them to see others in life and to be a resource for others in life. I've promoted it with my own children, and it promotes a spirit of gratefulness. I want us to be grateful for the things that have come our way so that we can be more inspired to continue to serve. It's something that, as I stated earlier, my parents did for our local community, and it's something that I choose to do in my current career or just in my personal life for entities like the Houston Food Bank. I really think that is a very sincere concept that I hold for myself as well as for my family. So I am going to try to get my mother there. She is a story all to herself. My dad passed away, God bless him, in 2001. And I will tell you, it's so funny. Every day for the last 6 to 8 weeks have begun with something dealing with my mother. That woman is legendary. In fact, I was thinking last night, I need to write a book about her and my great-great-grandmother. They were phenomenal women. And my great-grandmother was incredible. My mom is legendary. She's like, Annie Oakley, get your gun. There's just something going on. I laugh about it because she still has cattle. And we are in the process of getting her to downsize because she's 86 years old and she just doesn't know how. So it's pretty fun in watching her. I'm going to do my best. It's during the day, so I'm really going to try my best to get her there because I don't think she understands how much she has actually influenced me as well as my father uh, in that regard. I don't think she understands how much I weave them in to everything that I do because I really believed in the things that they taught us. And they taught all four girls, because it's four, unique things that were unique to their businesses. And it's so funny, my older sister was kind of the guardian, so she became a sheriff in Harris County. My my younger sister was the baby, and could count money like nobody's business, right? Really knew how to run a business. And so what is she? She's an auditor for Wells Fargo. She's vice president for them. And then me, I had to handle all the employees. So there you go. I mean, if that doesn't show you that you become kind of how you condition, it was just amazing. But it's an inspiration. So maybe we'll get her there. We'll try. I'll stick it out, drug her. Or let her drive. I mean, let me tell you, if she drives there in her big truck, everybody's gonna know it because she's just a hoot. I mean, she is a total Texas girl. There's no other way to put it. And my great-great-grandmother, totally different story, but yeah.
If you had someone that was re-entering the workforce come in and talking to you and applying for a job, or someone that just got out of school, that was entering the workforce, what advice would you give them in today's world?
When I'm honored by someone who sits in front of me and wants to hear my advice, especially when you're trying to re-enter the workforce, I'm going to suggest to them, be resilient. Find a way to push through and always know your value. Stay true to yourself, but you got to be open to a challenge, right? And you have to flex to that new opportunity. And sometimes flexing to that new opportunity means that you're going to be doing something so incredibly different, it causes a little bit of fear. But I don't think you should let that fear keep you from embracing that next challenge because you will step up to it. I know it myself personally, and I certainly would advocate anyone else that was asking for that advice from me.
Oh, that's great advice. And I know that we all think about how we want to be remembered, and really, what would you want to be remembered for? What would your legacy be?
I would want my legacy to be one of mentorship and selflessness. I'm genuinely excited to be a part of a colleague's journey to success and professional development. I'm particularly interested in the advancement of women and inclusion of all in the C-suite. So I really look forward to those opportunities to mentor, to give a little bit of myself, and look at my experiences and share those experiences, especially if it's going to result in the betterment and the continuous improvement of a colleague. I'm really enthusiastic about that opportunity.
If you could pick one word that really describes you the best that as a breakthrough woman, what would that one word be?
So if I had to pick one word to describe me, I'm going to borrow from someone who actually approached me when I was the Houston Bar Association's chair over the labor division. He described me as a luminary. And I had to reflect on that because I was like, wow, is that how you see me? That was a huge compliment, especially after I read it. But, whether I embodied it at that time, and he certainly saw it at that time, I'm going to tell you something I lived to. So being a luminary for me is being a source of light and clarity and inspiration. And so I'm hoping that truly does describe me as a successful breakthrough woman.
Thank you for watching the Global Business Women's Pod, brought to you by the Greater Houston Women's Chamber of Commerce. We cannot wait to see you next Thursday at 6 p.m. And remember, you can always find us at ghwcc.org.